Group 3 race. Those are kind of frustrating. Want something that's more light and frothy.
Light and frothy?
Where were you going with that? Okay, that's enough now. There you go. At least notifications went out again.
Yeah, it's been doing that with this channel.
5 times 3 hours.
Okay.
It's 3 miles, I should say. Oh yeah, this is the Nürburgring 5 times 3.2. Yeah.
A snoring kitty in a box. Kitty on a cardboard.
I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that. And I thought she wouldn't dare, and then you did. So that's on me for thinking that you'd be a decent person and not do that.
Shannon.
Uh-huh.
How much does this game cost?
$20. I think I got it for $20. Pretty sure it was $20.
Will people in Seattle get into hockey?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you go to their website,
and it pre-sales and it sold out so fast.
On their website too, they have a lot of learning how to play hockey and a lot of free tutorial stuff that they do both in person, and I think they have online stuff too. So yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff going on. I think it's going to be a success. I really do. I think it's going to work.
What did I do? Somebody's blaming me.
Well, if the broken server fits, I guess.
Shannon. What do you think Norlander's potential is for the Habs?
Good player. Again, with potential, with prospects, I don't really have any idea. Like, I've been doing all the draft prospects. I think part of the reason is so that years down the road, when people say, what do you think, I can say, well, look at the draft prospect video I did. Because I had that. I don't know, we'll see. It all depends on really the team's ability to build the player properly. So as long as they do a good job with their development, I don't see any reason why it won't work.
How scary looking will Cracky the Kraken be?
Cracky? That's
Can't
a good nickname.
call it Crack.
You can. You can. I'm going to see if this Shelby can do it.
I'm already envisioning the jokes that'll go with that.
I'm going to see if this Shelby can win the race that I've been struggling with for weeks. Maybe this Shelby's the answer. I don't think it is, but maybe it is.
If you could expose one Canucks forward, defense, and goal in the expansion, who would it be and why?
Oh, God. I have no idea. I don't want to expose Markstrom or Demko, so I'm going to move one or the other. I would hope to keep Markstrom, I would think, of the two, although Demko is going to be a solid goaltender. Up front, yeah, I have no idea how they're going to fix this. There's going to be somebody decent exposed, but I don't think they're too concerned about that right now. We don't even know what the rosters are going to look like once we get to Seattle being in. I'm not even going to speculate on it yet.
Were you hoping for an actual Kraken as the logo for Seattle?
No.
Yes. I was.
No, I think it would look stupid.
I think it could look awesome.
It can, but I think it would look stupid.
I think their logo looks more like a secondary logo, but it's alright.
I mean, I love my Cthulhu jerseys.
I'm Goddess is Kraken.
I love my Cthulhu jerseys. I don't know that I'd want to see an NHL team out there in what basically looks like a Cthulhu jersey. I would expect Cthulhu to endorse this as his team now. I follow Cthulhu for the 2020 presidency. And don't rule him out either. I think Cthulhu has an excellent chance. Well, with everything that's been going on lately. With the world coming to an end, I think Cthulhu's the right choice for world domination.
What do you think of the jersey? I think the red kind of ruins it.
We said that about Vegas, too.
The red gives it contrast. I'm glad they went with colors that nobody else has. When we first saw it, I thought it was black, and I was really disappointed that it was black. So I'm really glad it's not. It's navy blue, so it's different, and I like that.
sure.
And I think it would have been awesome if instead of red they did purple. But it's not bad. I'm glad they did colors that are different.
Well,
I'm really glad they did different
this
colors.
car isn't going to do it either. I'm never going to win this race until I get 1.8 million credits. Seriously, a Shelby is that slow? That's ridiculous. Past people that said I would never make it. So wherever people that said I would never make it reside, I would drive the Shelby past there.
Hey.
Hello. Oh, this is just my Shelby. This is my backup Shelby. I have two of them. This is the backup Shelby.
I personally find Seattle Kraken's logo kind of lazy. No, I wouldn't say that.
I understand why they picked the one they did, though. I really do. I think it's a nice homage, but again, the homages don't always work out. Look at the Canucks. The word mark was an homage to the old WHL Canucks, and people didn't like that either.
What's your favorite racing game?
Overall, Need for Speed Underground 2. That was the greatest racing game I ever played. That one was fantastic. I used to play that one, beat it, and then I just start all over again. It was so much fun to play. Can you guys get out of my way? Just please, thanks.
They certainly went with a blue and green that won't clash with Vancouver.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yep.
They
It's
definitely
different.
won't clash at all.
Which is good.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll be able to tell who the Canuck fans are and who the Kraken fans are.
So all the Canuck fans were all like, yeah, we can get the skate back. Nope. And they didn't go with a red and black jersey either.
What do you think of the 3 shades of blue instead of green for Seattle colors?
Well, the one is almost green.
I wish it was a little bit more green, and I'm surprised they didn't. But it's still a nice color, and it's different. So, will Seattle be as good as Vegas in year 1?
No, but they're going to be excellent. They're going to have the ability to draft a pretty good team. They're going to be coming into a league where there's a flat cap and guys are looking to get rid of bad contracts and expensive players. Seattle's coming in with the opportunity to be pretty good right out of the gate.
Will Seattle have a third jersey before Vegas?
Isn't Vegas's third jersey would have been this season, but there was a problem with the gold.
I thought they were getting
and
it,
they're going to get it this
like
coming season.
Spring.
This coming season, okay. They're going to have it.
People seem to love the Seattle logo or hate it. No in betweens. That's generally how that works.
Yep.
I think there are people that would have hated the logo no matter what it was.
Oh, for sure.
There are people that will make fun of it
for sure.
and make stupid jokes no matter what
there was. There are people who just don't like the city of Seattle, so it wouldn't matter.
I've had to delete so many comments today.
Which, as a fan of the city of Vancouver, hey, we're right there with them. That's Vancouver takes the brunt of jokes as well. So, yeah, I kind of feel for them right there.
When's the next Vegas trip?
When the countries are open again.
We were supposed to have. We
were supposed to be there August 6th, and we had to cancel because the border will not be open in time for that. So.
And it wouldn't be safe even if the border was open.
Oh yeah, no.
We just canceled our flights and our hotels last week, and it was sad.
Yeah, it was really sad canceling the flights and everything.
Sad.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that.
No, they're not going to be a horrible team. They really won't.
Nope. You can't be. You're getting the 11th best player from each roster. You can't be bad if you've got the 11th best player from 30 different rosters.
Do you see the NHL group text video on Seattle Twitter?
I've seen a lot on Seattle Twitter today. I've seen a lot about Seattle on Twitter today, so it wouldn't surprise me if I have seen it.
The color you thought was black is called deep sea blue.
Yeah, it was a clear blue on the website.
Yeah, it depends on where you go. On some
it was black on the first image that I saw.
I'm really glad it's not black.
Yeah, me too.
Really,
I was disappointed when I thought it was black.
Yes.
because there's too many black jerseys in the NHL.
Will you go to a Seattle hockey game?
Again,
of course.
The border has to open. We have to be allowed to leave the
The
country and enter
border
another
better
country.
be open by the time they're playing.
I'm not sure it will be. I don't know. Maybe. I guess it's possible.
Compared to the Golden Knights brand reveal, who did the reveal better, Seattle or Vegas?
Seattle.
That's
Seattle's reveal was
too.
the problem was there were technical issues with the reveal for Vegas, and so it came across as really cringy. But again, we'll see whether or not Seattle can live up to that first year. That first year for Vegas was just insane.
Will Seattle play next season? This coming season?
2021. No. They're into the league in 2021 for the 2021-2022 season, which likely does not start on time.
Third jersey likely December. No, the third jersey they should do it one of their blue colors, the lighter blue colors. That would be awesome. Wouldn't that be cool looking? Mm-hmm. That would be great.
You know what they did, and if people want to look this up, they can. The Quebec Nordiques were going to change their color scheme, and they were going to change over to like a husky, but I mean, people think it's a wolf. But the colors that Seattle went with are not completely unlike that jersey that that Quebec never actually had. Very, very similar to that.
When I thought it was black, I was like, I hate this team now. I am so glad it's not black. I was really disappointed at first.
Yes. Yeah, black would have been disappointing.
We have to wait so long for them to play. Yep, it's still quite a while. They don't even have their arena done yet, though, so...
Yes, the Lemony Pledge Arena. It's going to be fantastic.
Will Carlson's career finish in San Jose?
Probably. I mean, unless they find a taker for that contract, but I mean, he'd have to okay it, and they'd have to be ready to get rid of him. I think he probably ends up in San Jose for the rest of his career.
Will Seattle be a rival or with the Canucks, like people are saying, or with Vegas?
Both.
Yes.
Both.
I think be Canuck rivals.
I think that the rivalry with Vancouver should probably be the hottest, but again, it's going to be both teams have to be good, and yeah.
And people will travel for both.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
So yeah, that car's not fast enough either. 6 seconds behind on that one.
Can Seattle copy Detroit throw octopus on the ice? I really hope not.
Besides, their logo isn't an octopus.
No.
So it wouldn't make any sense.
I would really, really hope not. My best friend and I are planning on getting charter level seats, first 10 rows, to a Spurs game when fans return. It'll be a fun way to celebrate the end of a pandemic.
They're talking about having fans in attendance for NFL games this year. I just don't see how, because that's in like a month and a half. I really think they're dreaming. I don't see how that's going to work. No.
The arena should have been called the Deepwater Arena. I like what somebody said, Davies Jones Locker, and I don't know if they were joking about it, but I think that's fun.
Oh, they were probably joking about it.
I'm sure, but I think it's fun. They still should have used glitter and rainbow for Seattle.
But it's not that, and the thing too is like Kraken is not. I understand it's a hot property because of Pirates of the Caribbean, but also you've got Clash of the Titans, and it is an ancient Norse legend, so it's not just playing on something. I think it's a good name.
I think it's fun.
Right, let's see if I can make this one useful. Oh, no.
That's why I didn't and still don't like the Vegas home jersey, because yet another black jersey. Theirs isn't black, though.
No.
Aside from being an easy choice, why do so many teams take the lazy route and choose black? Vegas isn't black, it's a dark gray.
Yeah, Vegas is definitely not a black jersey.
Kind of fun, because it is different, but yeah, a lot of teams do black.
Do these cars not have any extra speed in them?
Why are the Canucks playing Winnipeg?
It's just an exhibition game. So they just paired them off with rivals, and since Vancouver doesn't have a natural rival in it other than Calgary or Edmonton, and they're against each other, they matched them up with Winnipeg. It's a Western Canadian thing, so I don't think it's a big deal.
My brother said fans will be nicknamed crackheads, the arena crack house. Yep,
I've seen that
so
tons, and honestly,
much.
that joke, it'll die out quickly.
I've
It'll
seen
die out quickly.
so many dark grays, basically black, but it's not. It
It's
looks
not.
quite different.
It's not. It is a different color,
It's
and it's
yeah.
nice. I really like that one a lot.
I'm pretty sure the Blue Jays are playing in Washington. What NHL team is affected most by the time off?
It negatively impacts Philly because they were the hottest team in the league at the time of the break. Probably positively impacts Dallas, who are in trouble. Vancouver, who are definitely in trouble. And in the East, it benefits the teams that don't have any pressure on them.
Who has a higher chance of winning, Minnesota or Vancouver?
Oh, Vancouver. I think you'd agree with that too.
Yeah, I
know you don't like it.
No. Well, I mean, it's exciting for Vancouver, though. I just hope they're fun games to watch.
They will be. It's
I really
playoffs.
hope
They
so.
will be.
I hope they play it like playoffs because normal Minnesota Vancouver games can be really boring to watch.
Oh yes, Minnesota, Vancouver have a boring
really
history
boring.
that goes back to 2003. That was a series that was really hard to watch.
So I hope they're fun games. So does this mean Arizona will move to Houston?
No, it just means they're in the Central starting in 2021. They drew the short straw, and they're going to be in the Central. No, that Alex Mariuello coming in with the amount of money he has, that's a last ditched effort to try to save it. This is finally an owner with deep pockets who wants to make things work in Arizona.
If your video is lagging, if you refresh the page, a lot of times that fixes it.
Often, yes.
Because so mine, I'm seeing the stream, I don't see it live, and so when mine's doing that, where it's taking too much time, or even if it's blurry, I just refresh it, and it usually fixes it.
Yeah, and her eyes are nothing. So I mean, if she can see it clear, then that's saying something because her eyes are not intelligent. I'm just saying, as eyes go, not you. You're smart for a girl. And
pardon?
See,
excuse me.
I know you have a hard time picking that one up, but I'm just saying
excuse
that
me?
as a girl, just in general, you're smart.
Shut it.
See, you can't even take a compliment.
Will you still be doing these kind of live streams next week and beyond? There's gonna be a bit that Shannon's gonna have no time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see much of Shannon.
During the play-in round and the first round of the playoffs, there really isn't going to be time. And then during the second round, I would think I'm going to be enjoying a little bit of downtime and probably not doing a bunch of live streams with it because there won't be quite as many games on TV. It'll be two a day then. Yeah, time is gonna get pretty hectic for me in about 9 days.
Yeah, that was a cool New York American sweater.
Agreed. I really like that New York American sweater. Yvonne really wants it. She's like, I really want to borrow that, and I'm like, well, you can. But she loves anything with stars and stripes on it. She's just gimme.
It's really, really not.
Every time we're down in the States and I see something that's got this really gaudy American flag motif, she's like,
no,
you need to get that.
That's so
you
not
need
how
to
that
get
conversation goes.
And yet every now and then I sneak myself out with something. Like I know I've got miniature American flags somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where those
They got lost in the move, I think.
Yeah.
They're probably in the shed downstairs. That was nice. Nudge me out of the way, huh, prick?
Will the light blue be hard to see on TV?
Not on high def. I mean, it shouldn't be anyways. There's details that are hard to see on some jerseys on television, so maybe, but it shouldn't be that bad.
Are you going to preview exhibition games?
I'll do previews for the exhibition games. I'll do like recaps of the exhibition games. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on them because they are just exhibition games. Get into who looked good, who didn't look good, that kind of thing, and just try to keep it as simple as possible. I don't want to get burned out.
I already had a discussion with my boss that I absolutely must bring my iPad to work and watch the games while I handle the invoicing and various paperwork.
Oh, that's a requirement.
Yeah, because they're going to be on all day long.
If you need a doctor's note from me, then I am perfectly willing to write one out. And yeah, it doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Should a team go purple again? Yes.
Of
I
course.
think if Halifax has a team, they should.
Kings.
Yes. Because
Come
there
on,
aren't
Kings.
many teams
Step up.
that have purple.
Go back to your forum blue or whatever you
Looks
want to call
nice.
your purple so you can feel good about yourselves as a man.
So weird.
Yeah. It's forum blue. No, it's
No,
purple.
it's not. Yeah.
Okay, lap 3. I can't see whether I want to lap anybody.
How many games will there be before the NHL playoffs start?
Each team has the one exhibition game, so that's 12 games there, and then you've got the best of 5 play-ins, and the 3 games for each team that's in the round robin in the West and the East. So just figure out the minimum there to the maximum there, and then beyond that, we're into the actual playoffs.
Can the Canucks protect both goalies?
They can't protect them both, but they can make a deal with Seattle using probably a draft pick or a prospect or both to make sure Seattle doesn't pick the goalies that they want to keep.
Dr. Hockey Guy gave me a note. I have to have a 3-hour lunch break.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have no problem writing notes for people. Give me the contact information for your boss. I have no problem with contacting your boss directly. And just informing him that it is in my expert medical opinion that I'll just say I got a doctorate at the University of Phoenix, and then we'll just go from there because it's fine. It's fine. People need a break.
There's potentially 52 games in 9 days. I'm not going to see Shannon.
Well, you'll see me. You'll see me. We have to do live streams during the games too, so we'll be seeing each other for that.
That barely counts.
Now, if this guy could stop being a prick and just back off. How many cases are there
in BC?
Enough that I had to cancel a meetup I was trying to have. I was going to have a meetup of about 10 people, and that's over the maximum. So I had to cancel it.
We've been having over 30 new cases each day, and so they downgraded us to now you can only have groups of 6 people again.
It's recommended. Like it's not they're saying you have to, but they're saying you should be in groups of 6 or less, and that includes in public spaces and on beaches. So as soon as I read that, I was like, so that's the end of that. I can't be having a meetup. So, yep, that ended that.
People ruined it with Canada Day weekend.
Yeah, Canada Day weekend is still what did it. That's the partying.
They traced it to parties for Canada Day weekend.
So the cases are trending in the wrong direction.
Going way up.
And I can't afford to get sick for a couple of weeks just as the playoffs get rolling. So, no, I can't afford to get that.
Do you write doctor's notes in French?
I can write them in various languages. I speak Spanish fluently, German fluently, some Russian. Russian basically is the same as English. You just throw in the occasional backwards R. Basically, the languages are very, very similar. You can pick one up from the other. I speak Yiddish because I had that one term in Israel back in when I did the cultural exchange back in 1977. I got very good at Yiddish back then. I had to leave though because of the Iranian missile crisis.
Do you think Cody Glass will play in the playoffs?
I hope so. I like Glass. Hopefully he's good to go and they give him a shot, because I think some of those young kids that teams may not be keying on right out of the gate, I think they could be your key players in this.
If Houston asked you to be their GM, would you leave the channel and take the job?
No, because then I'd have to live in Houston.
Well,
I don't
the
want to
kids
live
and
in
I
Houston.
wouldn't be able to go.
Right. You'd be stuck here.
Shannon going by himself.
Yeah, and then if I do a crap job and then I'm fired, well, then what happens? So yeah, no, I would not want to do that.
New York recorded no deaths from COVID this week.
We haven't had a death in 9 days.
We had a death yet in the past day.
Oh, okay. We went 8 days without one then.
Yeah, we had one death yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, I still got another lap. Oh, I thought I was done. This race is stupid.
We do watch American news. We've seen all the stuff. They have a lot of American friends too, many of which live in Portland.
Yes, Portland is Portland is not on fire.
It's not.
It's not been taken over by a whole band of miscreants, but neither was Seattle.
No,
Seattle really wasn't. Seattle really wasn't the way it was being portrayed either. It's this overreaction, and it's really bizarre.
The U.S. has Cootie, stay away. Don't you worry there. We're on it.
People have been bringing up that Robin Williams said Canada was the nice neighbor above a meth lab. That's how he saw Canada in the States.
I've heard that being brought up recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is Portland not the AHL team?
They wanted to have one in Palm Springs. I was actually kind of surprised they didn't go with it. Was Idaho they were looking at too, right? Boise. So that was Seattle's choice. I would hope at some point in time Portland finds a way to insert themselves into the conversation when it comes to an NHL franchise. Because honestly, going down the coast, going to Seattle and going to Portland, it's a beautiful drive, and that would actually be really fun to have a Vancouver road trip like that, where you could go through all three cities, watch a game in Vancouver, Seattle, and Portland.
We were in Seattle in January February. So we came home at the very beginning of February.
Yes.
Back when we could cross the border.
Back before the world came to an end.
Go places and
when things happened and people could go places and do things before everything was canceled.
Oh, it's sad.
All right, now I'm finishing up.
I don't like the world being closed. It's sad.
Damn. You are married to a guy who can drive fake cars really, really well. I'm just saying.
So lucky.
Well, I'm not going to go as far as to say just how lucky you are. I'm not going to argue with that logic either, because, yeah, you're pretty lucky. But not everybody can do that. Look at that. Clean race. Extra 50% in my experience, because clean race.
Oh.
Clean race.
Did you wonder what Robin Williams would say about what has been going on?
Oh, he would have a conniption.
Do you know who I would like right now for all this? Mr. Rogers. We could use some Mr. Rogers.
What would Mussolini think?
No, I don't care. Mr. Rogers.
But, see, okay, so hear me out on this.
The world needs more Mr. Rogers.
So what if Mussolini was on Mr. Rogers?
Okay, anyways, next one. Do you think Seattle is the Vancouver of the U.S.? Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of similarities.
There really is. In attitude and everything. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of negativity towards Vancouver from the rest of the country, and the criticisms are basically exactly the same as
Except
the criticisms.
For the coffee thing.
No, we have a lot of tea and coffee, and
we do, but
it's more of the sushi bars in Vancouver that. Yeah.
But people, when they think Seattle, think coffee, and that's not something that you think of with Vancouver.
You can. You can, though. You can.
All of Canada likes coffee.
Not really.
I don't, but, But, yes.
I like
Mr. Dressup is better than Mr. Rogers.
Yes, he is.
Well, yes, but Mr. Rogers was that very calming, and he would teach me
You
things.
think Mr. Dress Up wasn't funny?
No, it's different. It's totally different. And do you remember when there was the September 11th thing and Mr. Rogers came out and did a little mini thing? That's what we need right now.
A 9/11?
Yes.
You need a 9/11.
No, that's Shannon. Don't you twist my words like that.
You know what we need right now
Shannon.
to take our mind off everything?
No. Shannon. So not what I said.
That's what you intimated,
no,
though.
It's not.
It kind of is. Kind of, sort of is.
Will you buy any Release the Kraken merch? I think
already
sold
did.
out now.
Already did. Already
worry,
pre-ordered. I
Shannon's
pre-ordered a
on it.
puck. I pre-ordered a puck. I looked at the rest of it and went, nah. Because any of the rest of it just looks like crap. But I
Yeah.
pre-ordered a puck. And it's weird because it goes to a website that when you click to finish the order, it says, we will forward your order to the Seattle Team Store. I'm like, who the hell are you then? Why are you forwarding my order? What kind of third party am I going through?
Did you get an Xbox?
I've had an Xbox for a long time.
Yeah. Have you seen the Kraken logo with the two eyes added so it looks like a friendly snake? No, it looks like a seahorse. It's not a snake, it's a seahorse.
Somebody rendered too and said it's not too late for them to fix the secondary. And they took the anchor, the secondary there, and they put an eye on either side of the anchor to make it look like there's the eyes of the Kraken looking out from behind the anchor. It does look kind of cool. I got to admit, it does look kind of cool. I'm not saying they're going to add that, but it looked pretty nifty. And I don't say nifty very often.
Are you going to buy a Seattle jersey? That's such a silly question.
That's something I looked at as before the live stream was over. I was already talking about that. So, yeah, there will be. I will have both Seattle jerseys hopefully before they play a game. That's the plan. Until then, I've got 2 Cthulhu jerseys, home and away. So
somebody else thought that was a funny question too. You guys see the humor in that? Will Shannon get a team's jersey?
Yeah,
right.
I will be using.
He cannot have a jersey.
I'll be using my Cthulhu jerseys until then, or maybe my Billie Eilish T-shirts I'll use for Seattle. I could do that.
Why?
Because the entertainment guy can take over the hockey channel.
I have a Kraken panel upstairs. You know my Dynacorns? It's that style, but it's a Kraken.
See, if Seattle was smart, they would have been the Seattle Dynacorns.
I mean, Dynacorns are amazing, but I have a Kraken panel. All right, do I need to make you a Kraken shirt? I was gonna make me a Kraken shirt, but if you need a Kraken shirt,
no, I've got Cthulhu. I've got my multiple Cthulhu jerseys.
Do you like the PS4 or the Xbox better?
PS4. Yvonne's a big fan of the Xbox. She keeps telling me how useless the PS4 is and how stupid I am for playing it. But
it's not a conversation ever.
You get into the whole specs on how much faster the Xbox is and its processing speed.
I don't know anything about that.
She does. She's just being modest because we're on a live stream.
Not a thing. Asking Shannon if he'll get a Seattle jersey is like asking him if he'll continue breathing, right? He bought a Vegas jersey as soon as he could, and we had to get a white Fanatics because that's all that was available. Yeah.
That was sad. That was a sad few weeks that I had to wear Fanatics. Thankfully, that passed.
But as Fanatics go, the Vegas is the least horrible.
See, in Seattle, in their announcement today, they said they worked with Adidas on their jersey, and I was thinking, they probably work on the logos and the jerseys now with the idea of, okay, how is this going to look in a Fanatics? Mm-hmm. How will this translate to the Fanatics jerseys?
Need some practice jerseys just to see how it would look and everything, and how it would look on ice, I would guess.
Well, maybe. Who cares how it looks on ice, though, really?
Shannon bought a Fanatics. I'm really shocked.
I've actually bought 2.
Yes. That was before we even saw them. That was the first Fanatics that we
I was so disappointed.
Well, no, we weren't, because it was the first jersey we saw of Vegas. So initially, it wasn't disappointed. It was just one of those, this is interesting. Look at this. The logo was so weird. Yeah. Yes, we did hear about Washington football team being called Washington football team.
Washington Football Club.
Because they're silly.
Like Charlotte in soccer. We're going to name our team, and then it's the Charlotte Football Club. Good job. Charlotte FC.
Did it take that long to come up with that logo and colors, or have they had this for months and just wouldn't announce it?
They've been working on trademarks, is what they've been saying. So
I would imagine too that part of it. So when he said that they had worked with Adidas on the logo, that part of it could be that they did wanted to make jerseys. Like, they might not be available to sell, but I am sure that they've made some of the jerseys to make sure it worked with the fabric. They were able to get the colors right, that it actually looked well on camera. So that could be part of it. They wanted to make sure it worked with everything and not have problems with it later on and just be like, well, crap. Kind of like the Vegas third thing. Or, oh, we're going to make a third. Well, we can't get the fabric to look right. They didn't want to have that kind of issue. Yep. So I would think that could be part of the amount of time that it took. I remember when you did a review of Vegas game right after the game, and a fan who looked like he was drunk came up to you and started celebrating with you. Yes. Yeah. It's because he knew who Shannon was and he came right up.
Yep.
He was a good guy.
Yes.
What do you think is currently the worst primary jersey in the league?
I'm not a fan of the Oilers because I know it looks better in blue. I think, honestly, if the NHL as a whole could take that really bright orange they use, the Dayglow orange, and just ditch it and go back to the darker orange, that'd fix a lot of the issues I have with their jerseys. And then I've never been a huge fan of the Islanders. I always thought it was plain when I was a little kid, and I still find it kind of plain now. And I know Islander fans get mad when I say it, but that's how I see their jersey. And when I do my favorite jersey countdown, they're always, "Where's our jerseys? I already did all your jerseys. They were at the bottom. I'm sorry."
And I think they were also working on the merch too. That probably took some time, and then the store site. Yes, and with the merch, so since they had all of that merch that's available that they're doing with charity,
yep,
the shutdown in China very well could have affected.
Oh, absolutely.
Them. Very, very well.
Yeah, and the China shutdown has affected a lot of places.
That put places like stock behind about 3 months. So if they were trying to work on jerseys, say they wanted to have the fabric made in certain colors, that's made in China, so that would have delayed it as well. So you need the fabric made, and then you need it sewn up and such. That would have delayed it more as well. So COVID could have delayed the announcement.
So 2020 screws everything up.
It really does. What do you think about Seattle outdoor game and possible matchups?
It'd be too wet, too warm for the winter. I don't know that you can have an outdoor game in Seattle for the same reason that I don't think it works in Vancouver. We've already seen in Vancouver where they had to close up the roof when they had an outdoor game there. I don't know that it would be any better in Seattle.
I'm not mad that you don't like the Isles jersey. I'm just disappointed.
I think with the Islanders you could do something fun, and then they don't.
I know.
They either do something ugly or they go back to the old one.
How many years till Ottawa is a contender?
A minimum of 2. Depending on what they do at the draft table and how they fill out the rest of the roster, it could be as soon as 2, but it's a minimum of 2 years.
With Arizona moving to the Central, which teams do you think they could form a rivalry with?
Colorado should be automatic. St. Louis, absolutely. Dallas, because they're both defensive teams. I think Dallas would be a natural rival for that reason. Those are the 3 that come to mind. But again, rivalry a lot of the time is just based on how close you are in the standings. As long as Arizona improves the on-ice product, they will have plenty of rivalries in the Central. Things will get pretty ugly.
Who wins the World Series? Dodgers, Astros, or Yankees?
I'll say Yankees because I really don't like the Yankees, so I'll go with Yankees because usually the team that I don't like has a really good chance of winning a championship. That's been the general rule of things in sports. Who do I not like? Well, they're probably going to win. That's my expectation.
Could we see a very early Seattle expansion draft prediction?
We have to get past this season. We have to get past the next free agent market before I can make any kind of prediction because it really is just anything goes right now, and I it's just complete and total guesswork.
Yvonne talks about fabric like she works with it a lot, and I also know a lot of people that work in fabric and printing of fabrics and all of that.
Well, and that's why when people say, "Oh, we need to just stop importing from China," it's not that
simple. It doesn't work like that.
It is not that simple.
We'd have no shoes. You
There
cannot
are
have
so many companies that might manufacture in the States, but they get all of their materials from China.
Yes.
Just the infrastructure isn't there. It doesn't work. I'll leave that one for later. What's life without whimsy?
Yvonne needs a raise.
She does. Did you get a raise today? At all? I put it with the HR department. Are you telling me HR didn't contact you? Because I told them to contact you about that.
Are the Bruins the team to beat?
No. Because they didn't win the Stanley Cup. Team to beat is St. Louis until they're no longer the defending Stanley Cup champions. And outside of that, I would say I still like Colorado's chances, and I still think Tampa has to bounce back from what they did last year. They have to.
Yvonne needs a raise for her fabric. I've barely been buying fabric during this crap. Other than we have a fabric store here in Abbotsford that they know me very well, but I've been able to get fabric there for the masks and the surgical caps. But other than that, I haven't really been buying fabric because most fabric's from the States, and the shipping is insane right now. And so it doubles the cost, and then a lot of times we have to pay duty on it when we get it. It's not worth it. So ridiculous. I looked at a fabric. So right now, since it all gets made in China, and then it gets shipped here, and then you have the cutter, and then it gets shipped to you.
Mm-hmm.
It takes about 3 months. So right now is when they're getting ready to print Christmas fabrics. And I was looking at Christmas fabrics, but having it shipped here doubled the cost. And I was like, all right, never mind that. Guess there goes that idea. Oh, it's just crazy. And that's without duty on top of that. So, boo.
All right, I'm doing this. Wish me luck.
Why is shipping from the States so expensive? Is it because of COVID? I don't know. I think it is because of COVID, and same with the being charged duty all the time. I talked to the guy at the post office, and he agreed with me. They are having us pay duty on everything coming from the States, and it's usually 30%. And if people put the actual cost of things or round up, it makes it really, really expensive. And yeah,
that's insane.
It's really expensive. Whereas usually we didn't have to pay duty very often.
Right. I haven't had it with any of mine. You're just getting it on yours. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I've had to pay duty on picking up parcels for you at the post office.
Not important.
Absolutely. Ones. I have definitely had to pay duty picking up parcels.
Duty.
If it has, yeah, and the amount that if you put on the customs form, and they put the amount, that's what we have to pay the 30% on. So, who has better announcers for the playoffs, Toronto or Edmonton?
Edmonton. They got Cuthbert. Cuthbert's fantastic. Love Cuthbert. Oh, I'm quite.
What is the most comfortable jersey in your collection?
Oh, most comfortable. I do like the old CCMs. One thing with Fanatics, they are comfortable to wear. So I understand why
Malachi
they're
likes them.
yeah, I understand why they're propped up as being the one they want fans to wear. I just don't. The logo quality isn't the same.
No.
Um,
And that's what we have Malachi wears because he likes to
I'm
wear hockey jerseys for his Special Olympics
I'm most
hockey,
comfortable
and
wearing
we give him
Canucks
Fanatics.
because I've always been a huge Canuck fan. So I'm always most comfortable wearing jerseys of teams that I cheer for.
I like the jersey sweatshirts the best.
Yeah, you do.
They're great. Is
Just can't
Chura
catch that
done
one.
after the season?
It'll depend on what the Bruins do in the playoffs. I think if the Bruins get knocked out in the first round, I think he'll come back. If the Bruins go on a nice long run, I think he probably calls it quits.
Will the Canes be able to re-sign John Forsland, or are they more likely lose him?
I hope they get him to come back. I'm actually kind of surprised his contract ran out that they didn't find a way to keep him yet. But I would be very surprised if he actually doesn't end up being talked into coming back because he is the best play-by-play announcer in hockey.
I'm starting high school in 2 weeks. Do you have any advice? I'm doing in-person school. I live in a red state. Oh my goodness.
Uh,
Oh my goodness.
Wear a mask,
Holy
socially
hell.
distance, um,
Oh, that's awful.
and I understand in a red state that that's all politicized and everything, but make yourself comfortable and make yourself safe in the with the idea of protecting people that are most vulnerable in your life. So that's the important thing.
That's really hard. That puts so many
Oh,
people in such a
absolutely.
bad
Yes.
position.
Yes. I think that's about as good as a lap as
Remember,
I can
your
do.
teachers are going to be really, really stressed. I've
Yes.
explained that to the kids here that some people are kind of short with you because people are under a lot of stress
Well, I've
right now.
explained to your kids that their teacher is really out of control and kind of crazy, but they need to
You can just
understand
shut it.
that
But
their teacher is just
I
she's not
have a
always
lot
the
of
most mentally
I have a lot of
stable.
teachers friends, and they are really, really stressed right now. They are really worried, but they want to see the students, but they're worried for the students. They're worried for their families.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really hard position to be in.
Yeah, I don't envy them at all.
Are the commentators going to be the same in each conference? Because if so, won't that hurt their throat constantly commentating at a fast pace?
Shouldn't.
I wouldn't think they'd have the same ones for each game. That'd be really long
Shouldn't.
hours for them.
I think with
That'd
Sportsnet,
be
I think
really
they're
long
just
hours.
having their commentators for the Canadian teams. I don't think they're doing the American games. They'll still broadcast them, but I think that's the way it's going to work. Is that Sportsnet's crews will work the Canadian games, and the American games will be worked by the American crews.
Teachers can't just refuse to work.
No,
They can't.
not in the states.
Nope. They just
You
won't have
refuse
a
to work,
job,
you are out.
and you wouldn't have unemployment.
Yeah.
Again, I have quite a few teacher friends in the states.
Yep. They're being told if you don't show up, well, somebody else will take your job. Then if you don't want to do it, somebody else will. Yep.
They can't just not go, and they're really
Yep.
worried because a lot of them, they don't know the what they have to work with, what their options are, what they have to do.
That's why in videos like I don't get into the politics of the reopening in the states and how things are done because I understand why people are panicked,
Yeah.
upset, and need things to reopen because they don't necessarily have the
They need to
financial
be able to pay
support
their bills.
that we've had here in Canada. So we've been very fortunate, and on the American side, for a lot of people, they haven't been. It's a really really bad situation.
Yep. I live in a small town in Oklahoma, so I'm kind of forced to go back.
Yeah, sounds about the
Just
way
be
it's working
careful.
right now.
Be careful, please be careful. Be mindful of others. No, we're not doing American politicians.
Oh no, 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 no.
It's not gonna happen.
No, that's
not gonna happen.
No, that's not. I no. See, I got 3,000 experience points for just racing around there by myself. Isn't that nice? Just race around a bunch of times and I get experience points.
Well, there you go.
It's kind of nice. It's not a bad situation at all.
Who wins MVP in hockey?
Draisaitl was the best.
No, there's not going to be a civil war in the States.
Nope.
No. Nope.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
Things don't always have to get done with shooting and fighting, but you can already see with
more
all the
fun if they
protests
do, though.
and stuff. No, with all the protests and stuff, that's how people get things changed now, not by shooting people. And because it is a republic, they don't need to shoot and stuff. That's why they have protests. That's how you get your voice heard. And then they have elections and voting. That's how things get changed, not by shooting each other.
All right, let's see how this
Ovi going
works.
to be better than Gretzky goal-wise?
He'll catch Gretzky. As long as we have a season this coming year, he should catch Gretzky. If they have a full season, he shouldn't have big issues catching Gretzky.
Feel for Illinois. They'll all be licking their hands and chasing each other around.
Yep, that's going to happen. All right, let's see how this race works out.
I want some social advice. Most of my friends signed up for online schools. Social advice for high school.
Yeah, let's go, Yvonne. Come on. Social advice.
See, I moved. Well, I didn't move. I switched schools when I was in high school twice because I didn't like the school I was going to. So I moved and went to a different school, bigger school. I didn't like the tiny town school I was going to.
Bounce off that wall.
So I went to a new school where I didn't know anybody.
Bounce off the wall.
And I think for me, no, I'm not a really social person. I'm not an outgoing person by any means.
Friendly person.
I'm a friendly person.
Happy person.
But you just gotta find your people, whether you're
fair person
into sports or whatnot. You just gotta find your people, and you do that generally, which would be tricky right now because there, I don't know, wouldn't be as many of the extracurriculars, but
nope.
Yeah, just find people that have things in common with you. And once you have one or two friends, then it makes everything easier.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I think I can flip this car. I think I probably can.
Who is the Canucks' best defensive prospect?
Oh, defensive prospect. See, Gaudette's already in the lineup. Defensive prospect. I mean, if you mean defenseman, Rafferty might be the guy. Because I don't know that Levy ever ends up being what they'd envisioned when they drafted him. Does McEwen qualify? Because I think McEwen's going to be a solid defensive forward. So if he qualifies.
Montreal smoked meat or poutine?
Poutine.
Oh. See, I don't like French fries, so if I had to pick like a meal, pick one or the other, I'd pick Montreal smoked meat because that's great. Yes. And I don't generally like French fries. So. If Quebec City got another chance, if they don't go with Nordiques, I want them to be the Voyagers.
That was my my middle school. That was our name. Was the Voyager. Oh, really?
You have to ride solo with a few friends. That's the way to go. Just be mutual friends with everyone. Now, I got along with everybody, but I had my little group of friends, and I'm still friends with them. Well, one of them died back right before her 21st birthday, but I'm still friends with the other one. And then we had a couple that were kind of friends, but not as close friends. I'm still friends with them all. We got to have our class reunion last year because I'm super old. It was our 20-year class reunion.
My 20-year reunion was a while ago. So, in fact, my 30-year reunion's coming up.
You don't like French fries? I know. I don't like French fries.
She used to, but now she's too snobby to like French fries.
No, they taste like greasiness. I just don't. No, I just don't. I try. Like, every once I'm like, oh, that sounds like it would be really good. It's still not. How are the kids handling the virus?
Hopefully they're not handling it at all.
It's definitely hard on kiddos.
Yes.
It's really hard on kiddos. And our boys haven't been able to see a lot of their family. So their dad is American. He lives in the States. His whole family's in the States.
Yep.
So they haven't been able to see any of their extended family. They usually go to visit him in the summer, and that hasn't happened. So that
Nope.
makes it kind of hard. Though we do a lot of video chats and stuff. And then our oldest, who's special needs, generally had like therapy, social therapy, where he'd go out and they'd go on outings,
Aw.
to make them more functional adults. Where
This
they
car
go
sucks on
like
this
to
track.
McDonald's and how to order, and here we're going to a store, or we're going to the rec center where there's other people, and he can't do that. All of their all their social stuff got canceled, and so they're having a hard time with that. And then Adelaide, she's so social. That makes it really hard too. Even the going and playing with the neighbors that we have to explain to her is, I know the neighbors are out playing in their yard. We can talk to them through the fence, but we're not. Yeah, we can't do that, and that's really hard for them to understand.
Yeah,
it's
because
definitely
nobody
hard on
looks
kiddos.
sick, so
Right. What's your favorite fast food? For me, it's either A&W or Five Guys.
A&W would be up there. I really, honestly, though, I really do like McDonald's. I don't have a problem with McDonald's. I never have. Always liked McDonald's. I've decided to actually start racing properly, because this whole ride in the wall thing, it kind of sucks.
If
And I
we
think
have
I'm destroying
online
my
school,
car.
I'm trying to get 8 hours of work a day since I'm working from home anyways. There you go. I don't like homemade french fries either.
You don't?
I don't. They just taste
What's wrong with
like, meh.
Weird.
When I was a kid, my parents got divorced. It was super hard when you're a kid.
Yes.
Yep, my parents, I don't ever remember my parents being married, so.
I was grown when my parents split up. It was rough. Caused a lot of upheaval.
Have I made any masks? Hundreds. I've made hundreds and hundreds of masks.
Yeah.
Hundreds. And even more surgical masks. Surgical caps. I've made over 600 of them. I've gone through so much fabric, it's ridiculous. We both have Nexus phones.
Yes.
You need to start a new video series. Language classes with TEG. Having guest Professor Lars.
Ah, 2 hours raison.
No.
Oui. Mais oui. La garçon pour la fille. Mais oui.
No.
What do you mean, no? No what?
Are you garçon?
Huh?
Okay.
No, I'm
online school's good sometimes. I just took an exam in a beach house on Vancouver Island.
Petit déjeuner de la fils à la.
No.
No, I'm trying to think.
I know there's a few on here that know how to speak
terminology. There's the terminology. I'm trying to think of the proper. Okay, la voiture. No, that was le camion. Neige.
No.
Y. There you go. That's me explaining that to you. There you go. You're welcome.
It's not even, those words don't even go together, dork.
They absolutely do,
no.
But you have to be French to understand. So you're just not French.
I know what you said, but that's not even a sentence. Okay.
There's lots
of sentences. What are kids supposed to do for online school if they don't have internet? That's why in Canada, if you can't afford it, you can get your internet for $10. I don't know about in the States.
The States it's been kind of they had to quickly come up with online learning, and it didn't go that well. And so people are using that as an excuse to go, well, just throw this away then.
Yeah.
No, come up with an actual plan. How does a plan sound? It's sort of like, well, we could put in fire extinguishers, but the last house burned down, so screw it. We're not going to put them in either, because why bother? So, yeah, there's that.
Yvonne, do you like Seattle's jersey? It's not
That's a
bad. No, it's not bad. I like that they went with colors that no other team has. At first, when I thought it was black, I was disappointed. I'm really glad they're not black. Yeah, I really like that they're different colors. I think they're kind of boring though. Like they didn't do anything different other than the colors. So that's kind of but I'm sure in person they'll look really nice. I think the shades of blue will be nice. But
well, if you like blue, who likes blue?
for my mandatory volunteer hours, I'm gonna make masks and read to special education children online. It's a good idea.
Yeah, it is.
I speak French and I didn't understand. Yeah, that's because he was saying words. He said snow and Y, like the letter, and he said lunch.
He said the word, not
and he
why.
said girl. There wasn't a sentence there.
Well, petit
Is
déjeuner.
it true that in Canada schools they have a 13th grade? Kind of.
They used to.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
My mother had grade 13, I think. I think she had grade 13.
You can still go for another year. Like, okay, so we have a special needs son. So he would have a grade 13. Yeah.
I don't think they have it, though, for regular school
You can.
at all.
Well, think about
it's college.
With Noah, if he didn't have the credits, you just go another year.
That's not 13, though. This was actually a grade above 12.
I know, but school, how they do high school is totally different. But you can still go another year.
When did De Niro join Queen? Anyways. Oh, right. Robert De Niro was the lead singer of Queen for a couple of years there during the 80s. Remember when Freddie Mercury left and then De Niro took over? That was when Pacino came in.
Internet, actually pretty decent. That's what I've heard. It's not like they give you crap internet.
You just don't like that Pacino and De Niro were in Queen.
Have you ever done a marathon or thought of doing one?
I've thought about it. I've never done one.
Thought of it.
I've thought about even at this stage now. I've thought about doing a half marathon and give that a shot. They're all canceled this year, so I have lots of time to just jump on the treadmill every day and keep trying to build up. Although my body recently has kind of been like, this 4 miles thing is pretty much as far as you're going to be able to go. This is pretty much it. So I do 4 miles a day, and my body's pretty happy with stopping with that.
Isn't European French different than Canadian French?
Yeah, there's a lot of English in Quebec French.
Yeah, and they have different slang.
That's why. It's part of the reason why.
Different accent.
It's part of the reason why French and Quebec are so protective of their language, because English is just creeping in and taking it over. And so I understand why they're protective of it. I sometimes think they go too far with it, but I understand why they're protective of it. And yeah, that's what it is. It's that the English kind of takes over, and a lot of the way that they speak, it isn't seen as French in France. At least I've heard that there's a distinct difference between the way the French speak and the way that Quebec speaks.
French people frequently have trouble understanding.
Which isn't, I mean, there's different dialects of English where I can't understand what the hell they're saying either.
Yeah.
You stick me in the middle of Scotland, there's going to be a lot of, pardon? You put me in certain parts of England. If they talking too fast, I'm going to be doing a lot of, can you slow down a little bit?
When I went to high school, there was a 13th grade in Ontario, but they got rid of it. They were like university prep courses, I think. Yeah. So that's what I mean by kind of, there is the option to take another year. And it depends on what school you go to. Here, we do have a lot of the university prep courses. You can take them in, like specialties. So say you want to be in culinary arts. You can take the culinary arts class that counts as credits for getting a trade. Right. You can go into mechanics. You can go into fashion design. You can even do like beauty school. They have that in high school too. So they have those more specialized courses that are kind of like a trade school. But like our oldest, He can take a 13th grade as well, just because he's not aging out.
Do you see some of these? Where it's 30 laps, so it's over 100 miles that I'd be racing.
Lord.
Yeah. And then I have to do the pit stops too. Because they have you run out of gas. See, that one's 60 laps. 4 miles a day
is a lot.
So look at that, 60 laps, and it's an 8.5-mile course. So that's a 500-mile race.
That's stupid.
But I get 420,000 credits if I win it.
That's
but
ridiculous.
It would take me, that race would probably take me an hour.
Hey Shannon, love the videos. How
Thank
much
you.
do you miss doing meetups?
A lot. We wanted to have one this weekend.
Shannon
it just
misses
doesn't.
Playing street hockey.
Very, very much. I really, really enjoy playing street. That's been shut down now for the next while. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's a 15.77-mile track, and it's 60 laps of that.
Oh my god.
So that's like 750 laps.
I so don't have the patience for that.
And then the tire wear is ×3 and the fuel consumption's ×2. So you've got to probably stop in and refuel every couple of laps. I'll get you to do that one.
No, I have no interest in that.
But yeah, I do. I really miss the meetups a lot. I really do. 1979.
We have to mention this. My school is mandating masks. Good.
Yes.
That'll help a lot.
Yes. That's kind of necessary because teachers are vulnerable. It's not as much for the kids as it's for the teachers. Group 1. It'll be interesting. I'll try that one at some point. But we're up to 6 o'clock. We should probably get things wrapped up here. Make sure that the cherubs get all the stuff done they have to. I have to do my treadmill yet. And might throw on a tank top for that. Because I don't wear my Billie Eilish shirts when I do the treadmill. These are basically for when I'm walking around the house or doing videos for the Entertainment Guy channel. I'm up to what, 3 Billie shirts now? 3 or 4?
I think 3, and then you have the hoodie.
Right, and then I've got another Billie shirt coming because you ordered that red one, right?
I haven't yet, but I have it in the cart.
Okay, so she disappointed me today, but you people haven't. Thank you guys so much for not disappointing me. I can only handle so much heartache in one day. And yeah, so thanks for coming out. Thanks for being part of the explosive growth on the main channel and on this one as well. I've seen 360 new subscribers on this channel in the last 30 days. So
Dear Lord.
That's not too bad. All right. Thanks, guys, for coming out. And we will do this again on Sunday. And that might be the last live stream on this channel for a while. So tune in then. I'll see you guys at that stage.